Welcome to the Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield Education Briefing. This presentation will highlight the many options available to our Army family when it comes to lifelong learning opportunities. Today, we will cover the various education opportunities available to soldiers and family members at our educational hub sites, which include Fort Stewart, Hunter Army Airfield, and also Fort Gordon here in Georgia, the state of Florida, and Fort Buchanan, Puerto Rico. Some of these opportunities include GED, English as a Second Language, basic skills, use of the Learning Center, academic testing, Army personnel testing, and college options. Should soldiers or their families need to take the GED, classes are available for free at the Fort Stewart Education Center. Registration is a 2-day process. Once the GED class has been completed, soldiers can take the test, and upon receipt of final result, the soldier will need to contact an Army education counselor regarding reimbursement. If a soldier is stationed at Hunter Army Airfield and needs to take the GED class in Savannah, please contact Savannah Technical College for more information. Like the GED classes, the English as a Second Language classes are also free. For more information, call the phone numbers listed or contact the Army Education Center. With regards to GT improvement, if soldiers want to raise their GT scores on the Armed Forces Classification Test, also known as the AFCT, they can take the GT improvement class. The GT score reflects soldiers' paragraph comprehension, word knowledge, and math skills. The classes at Fort Stewart have an online component as well as time in the classroom with a teacher. The class times vary, so it is important to reach out and contact the Learning Center to get a list of the current options. For class enrollment at Fort Stewart, soldiers will go to the Army Learning Center, room 230 in Building 100, to obtain the class enrollment form that both the soldier and his or her commander must sign. At Hunter Army Airfield, the classes are administered through online instruction only. At that location, soldiers can visit room 22 in Building 1290 for a registration. Once the enrollment form has been completed, it must be returned to room 230 at Stewart or room 22 at Hunter to confirm enrollment in the class. For further instructions, please visit the rooms listed above. If soldiers need to access the internet to take a class, complete training, or take care of other education needs, the Army Learning Centers are available at Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield. At both locations, the Army Learning Center is the same room where soldiers pick up their GT improvement enrollment forms. The Army Learning Center is in room 230 at Fort Stewart and room 22 at Hunter Army Airfield. Army personnel testing, or APT, is provided at both locations. Soldiers who need to raise their general technical GT scores will have the opportunity to take the Armed Forces Classification Test, AFCT. Soldiers may also take this test if they want to reclassify their MOS, apply for special schools and programs such as OCS, PA School, Flight School, Green to Gold, or any program that requires a higher GT score than that which is currently on record. Usually, 110 is the score required to apply for any type of specialty program. The AFCT can only be taken 3 times while in the military, and there is a 6-month waiting period between testing sessions. In order for soldiers to become linguists or apply for jobs that require the ability to learn other languages, they must first take the Defense Language Aptitude Battery, or DLAB. The Defense Language Proficiency Test, or DLPT, measures soldiers' proficiency in a specific language. Once the initial DLPT is passed, it has to be retaken each year in order for soldiers to maintain it as a skill identifier on their ERB or ORB. The Army will pay for a variety of languages in the form of Foreign Language Proficiency Bonus or FLPB. Soldiers interested in applying for flight school will need to take the Selection Instrument for Flight Training or SIFT exam. There are several more APTs available, and in order to request one of them, please visit the military testing website for instructions. Academic testing is provided at both Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield. College admission tests, such as the ACT, are typically available each month. However, the SAT is unavailable during July, August, and September of each year. The Army will pay for soldiers to take one SAT or ACT during their military careers. In instances where soldiers want to take the other test or retake the test already taken, they will be required to pay. The Basic Math and Science Test, or BMST, is given if soldiers need this test as part of their MOS reclassification requirement. Students who have bachelor's degrees and want to teach may want to take the praxis for teacher certification. Soldiers should check with the state in which they plan to teach to see if this is the certification test needed. For instance, Georgia does not require the praxis, but does require the Georgia Assessments for the Certification of Educators, or GACE. The Test of Adult Basic Education, or TABE, measures reading, math, and language skills. To research if the VA will reimburse soldiers through the GI Bill, individuals can visit the VA website listed here and select Education Benefits to apply and learn about other educational assistance programs, as well as discover which certification exams are reimbursable. In order to pursue a certificate, diploma, or degree, the Army will pay for soldiers to attend classes at accredited academic institutions. The Army pays for tuition through GoArmyEd via the use of tuition assistance, also known as TA. Soldiers are eligible for up to 16 semester hours of TA per year to a maximum of 250 per semester hour. TA will pay for a certificate, diploma, associate, bachelor's, and master's degrees. TA will not pay for a doctorate. For further explanation, please contact an education counselor. The new TA directive reflects a tiered eligibility process. Soldiers will be eligible for 2 tiers of TA depending on their current level of civilian education. Tier 1 applies to soldiers who A. have not attained a bachelor's degree and wish to pursue an undergraduate certificate, diploma, associate, or bachelor's degree. B. have previously attained a bachelor's degree without the use of TA and wish to pursue an undergraduate or graduate certificate, diploma, or master's degree. The eligibility for this tier is as follows. enlisted soldiers who have graduated advanced individual training, warrant officers who have graduated warrant officer basic course, and officers who have graduated basic officer leaders course. Tier 2 applies to soldiers who A. previously used TA for any portion of their undergraduate degree, have attained a bachelor's degree, and wish to pursue an undergraduate or graduate certificate, diploma, or master's degree. The eligibility for this tier is as follows: enlisted soldiers who have graduated advanced leaders course, warrant officers who have graduated warrant officer advanced course, and officers who have graduated captain's career course or equivalent. TA will pay for the program shown here, no matter the level of degree already obtained. Soldiers must have documentation from the school, commander, and/or the special program manager specifying what courses and requirements must be met as prerequisites for these programs. Please note that the teacher and specialized chaplain certification programs are both capped at 18 semester hours. The new Army Credentialing Assistance CA program has an effective date of 6 September 2018. It allows eligible soldiers to receive funding for courses or exams that lead to an industry-recognized academic or vocational credential. However, that date is only for the limited test user participants at Fort Hood, Texas, and this program will be released to the rest of the population at a later date. TA policy allows for payment towards an associate's and bachelor's degree up to 130 semester hours, and towards a master's degree or 39 semester hours. A graduate or undergraduate certificate can also be completed, but those semester hours will count against the respective 130 and 39 semester hour allowance. TA policy defines a non-successful or recoupable grade as a D or lower for undergraduate courses and a C or lower for graduate courses. Any non-successful grade qualifies for recoupment of TA from the soldier. There are several different ways to earn college credits. They can be earned in a traditional classroom setting, they can be earned by taking classes online, and they can also be earned by taking college-level examinations programs, or CLEP tests, Dante Subject Standardized Tests, DSST, or Excelsior College exams. These tests are like taking the final exam without going to class. It is recommended that students select test topics they are already familiar with so as to ensure successful completion. Credits can also be earned towards completion of a degree by having a school evaluate a joint services transcript showing military training and education. Some of these credits can include basic training, AIT, Warriors Leaders Course, ALC, or other training. These are great ways to speed up the process of completing a degree. As mentioned, soldiers can earn college credit through CLEP, DSST, and Excelsior College exams. There are over 70 topics from which to choose. CLEPs and DSSTs are free for the first test. However, if soldiers need to retake the same test, it will then be an out-of-pocket expense. Soldiers can access free study materials through Peterson's DoD MWR libraries, the free CLEP Prep website, and for DSSTs, students can visit the Get College Credit website. If a college requires proctored exams, such as midterms or finals, they can often be proctored at the Education Center. For instance, if soldiers are taking online classes with Columbia College, there is no test administration fee. CTC students will need to check with the local CTC office for free proctoring options. In all other cases, there is a $20 proctoring fee per test. In some cases, general officers can be approved proctors, but permission from the school must be granted first. The Service Members Opportunity College Degree Network System, or SOC-DNS, is a program designed for both service member and their families. Since they are so mobile and may not stay at one duty station long enough to finish an entire degree. Typically, colleges and universities agree that students must meet residency requirements in order to earn a degree. SOC-DNS schools adjust their residency requirements so as only 25% of the degree completion is necessary to meet residency requirements, while transferring in the rest of the academic credits and testing and perhaps military experience gleaned from the JST. These are the colleges that are available on posts at Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield, along with a list of the degrees that can be earned in the Education Center. They are SOC-DNS schools and have many more degrees online as well. A variety of credentials are offered that range from certificate programs to graduate degrees. Contact the colleges for upcoming term dates. In order to take college courses, a Go Army Ed account is required. Soldiers who are new to the Army or those who have never used TA may not have an active Go Army Ed account yet. In order to activate a Go Army Ed account, please follow the instructions here or visit goarmyed.com and follow the step-by-step guidance to get an account activated. You can also visit the Education Center and sit down with a counselor for assistance. If the completion of a class is not an option due to one of the unanticipated reasons referenced here, soldiers can request what is referred to as a military withdrawal, or WM. The withdrawal must take place before the class ends if possible. If the military withdrawal is approved, the soldier will not be held liable for repaying the Army the tuition assistance paid to the school on behalf of the soldier. The school will also, in most cases, award a grade of W for the class. If the correct form and signatures are not submitted within 60 days of the course being dropped, the WM will default to an F and the soldier will be recouped for the course. Soldiers can also withdraw from courses for personal reasons. If the class is withdrawn from prior to the published end date of the course, the soldier will receive a W grade, which will, in most cases, not affect the TA GPA, but the soldier will still be responsible for repaying the Army the cost of the course. Once soldiers have dropped a course for military reasons, they will need to have the battalion commander or the first LTC in their chain of command sign the TA recoupment waiver and upload it to their Go Army Ed e-file. Performing this action will trigger submission of the request for approval by an Education Services officer. Please keep in mind that if soldiers are coded as reservists or National Guard members but are in an active status, such as on Title 10 orders, they are considered active duty for the purposes of this memo, and documentation must be signed by an LTC or higher. If the waiver is not complete, uploaded, and approved within 60 days of the date the course was dropped in Go Army Ed, it will default to a personal withdrawal, and a recoupment will be initiated. Should help be required, soldiers should contact their Army Education Counselor as soon as possible. We have discussed TA, and now it is time to discuss VA education benefits. There are 5 requirements to get the Montgomery GI Bill. 1. Soldiers have to have signed up for it on the initial enlistment contract. 2. Soldiers have to have paid or are currently paying $100 per month for the first 12 months of the initial enlistment. 3. Soldiers must be in possession of a high school diploma or GED. 4. The initial enlistment has to be completed. And 5. Completion of the first enlistment must be or must have been honorable. The post 9/11 GI Bill is similar, but has some differences from the Montgomery GI Bill. Soldiers may be eligible for the post 9/11 MGIB if they had served 90 aggregate days of active duty after September 10th, 2001, and are still on active duty or are honorably discharged from active duty for a service-connected disability after serving 30 continuous days after September 10th, 2001. On the VA.gov website, it shows a comparison chart for both. Keep in mind that one might be better than the other, and soldiers will need to perform a comparison to determine which one best fits their particular circumstances. Once the option to convert for the Montgomery GI Bill to the post 9/11 GI Bill is selected, the conversion is irrevocable. Top Up allows soldiers, if eligible, to utilize VA education entitlements to supplement tuition assistance while on active duty as needed. If soldiers want to transfer their post 9/11 GI Bill benefits to a spouse or child, they need to be aware of the eligibility requirements, which are available on the GI Bill website. Soldiers who enlisted and had outstanding college loans may have chosen the loan repayment program to pay off the college loans over the first 3 years of their initial enlistment. Once soldiers have completed the first 3 years to fulfill the loan repayment program requirements, they can start earning a percentage of the post 9/11 GI Bill. Any specific questions about VA education benefits should be directed to the VA. There are other ways to get financial support to help pay for education expenses. Soldiers working on an undergraduate degree should apply for the Pell Grant by completing the free application for Federal Student Aid, or FAFSA. The Pell Grant amounts generally change every year, but the current amount is well over $5,000 for the full year and is free money. It does not have to be paid back. However, the amount an individual receives is dependent upon a number of factors. If it can be avoided, soldiers should not accept student loans because they will have to be paid back. The Georgia Hope Grant is another resource that can be utilized for soldiers who want to pursue a certificate or diploma program with a technical college such as Savannah Tech. The Hope Grant will pay most of the tuition, and family members can also use it if they don't already have a bachelor's degree. Be aware that when applying for a grant or scholarship, there should be no fees associated with the application. Free money shouldn't cost anything. Family members also have access to education benefits, although not to Army TA. They can take the GED and ESL classes and are welcome to speak with an Army education counselor about their educational goals and financial aid opportunities. The MyCAA program is available to spouses of soldiers in grades of E5 and below, First Lieutenant and Second Lieutenant, as well as Warrant Officer 1 and Chief Warrant 2. MyCAA allows for up to $4,000 over 2 years. This includes $2,000 per year to pay for certifications, licensure, and associate's degrees. Any student within 6 semester hours of graduating is eligible to walk in our annual commencement exercise. Since our first graduation ceremony in 1979, we have graduated more than 10,000 soldiers, family members, and military-affiliated civilians who have completed their degrees from over 100 colleges and universities throughout the world. Contact the Education Center for more information on any upcoming ceremony. We appreciate your time and attention today and look forward to seeing you soon at the Army Education Center. If you are not able to come to the Education Center, please be sure to make note of our phone number, website, and/or email address. Thank you for your service, and welcome to Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield. Rock of the Mar.